welcome to another edition of Tuscaloosa Talks. I'm here at UPerk in downtown Tuscaloosa with a couple of downtown entrepreneurs that are doing great things in our city. And so I'm excited to introduce Morgan and Sydney. So first, Sydney, tell a little bit about your downtown business.
So I own Lewin Company. We're a gift shop here in downtown Tuscaloosa. We opened 8 years ago, and we have everything from gifts to bid day gifts to stationery and so much more.
So I know from experience, especially if I'm running late on a gift or the person that I love most in life, I can go down to Lewin Company, and you guys seem to have something, especially for us guys that get in trouble that way.
Yeah, something for everyone. We focused on gifts, for your wife, your daughter, birthday gifts, wedding gifts, and a lot of locally sourced gifts. So one of our longest brands that we've had in the store is an Alabama grad. The brand is called 1818 Farms, and it's a lotion made in Alabama, and we sell it almost every other day. It's one of our most popular items, and I love it so much because it's made in Alabama. So we have brands from all over the United States and other places, but one thing I love about Lewin Co. is that we're able to source products from the state of Alabama.
So you started right after college, if I'm not mistaken. How did you jump into something like that?
So I majored in accounting, and I knew that I always thought I wanted to be an accountant. And my mom's an accountant, and she's an artist and has always loved to paint. And I love to paint as well and am crafty, but she's always had a dream to open a store. And one of her favorite stores in North Alabama, she just loves and buys a lot of gifts. It's, locally made things or local artists. And she said, there's nothing like that in Tuscaloosa. And I said, well, I would love to open something like that. So about over a year and a half, I made a business plan. I was also taking GBA at Alabama. So with some of the projects they asked us to do there, I was just doing projects on the side for Lewin Company. And so I just worked on it and continued to work on it. And I met with people in North Alabama that own stores and asked them what they thought. And started meeting with different brands that I would like to carry. And from there, it really became a real business. So.
Now, Lou's not your father. Lou's not your husband. Who's Lou?
My dog. So I had this dog that it was just my whole world. And she still is. I have 2 kids now, but she still is a kid, like a child to me. And we're thinking, what are we going to name the store? Over months, we just kept going back and forth because I wanted it to be something really special. And my husband was the one that said, why would you not name it after Lou? She's your whole world, really. And
Yeah.
I said, yeah. So we named it Lou.
Well, we can have another podcast on how much our animals mean to us. So.
That's right.
Morgan, you're just to everyone's fresh out of college to me, as old as I am. But you came here to the University of Alabama, and you are a co-owner of Velo City. Talk about Velo City. What got you interested in Velo City?
Yeah, so my husband, Adam Lilly, and I co-own Velo City Cycles together. Velo City is a full sales and service bicycle shop. So we sell bikes accessories, trainers, bike racks, anything bike related. And we also service bicycles. We service wheelchairs, scooters, pretty much anything that has wheels we'll take a look at and see if we can help you fix. But when Adam and I started dating, he owned the bike shop, huge into bikes, and he started getting me riding. And soon I realized, all growing up, I was an athlete, and soon I realized how much fun cycling was, and it was a cool sport to carry into an adulthood. And for me, everyday life, commuting by bike, there's so many cool things related to bikes that I just fell in love with. And 4.5 years ago, I joined him in business, which has been super fun.
Well, the fact that you've already been bicycling for 30 miles and, this morning, I mean, that just says enough. And love's an amazing thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Start dating someone.
Oh,
Next thing you know, you own a bike shop.
I know.
And
Blink your eyes and you're in a bike shop.
That is, and Velo City certainly has been a staple in downtown, and I've enjoyed using, like with Lewin Company, enjoyed using it as well. It's about time for students to return. In fact, they're probably already starting to trickle into our city. What sort of impact does that have on Velo City?
So it has a big impact. We service a ton of students' bicycles, a lot of flat changes, a lot of flat repairs. A lot of bikes get left out all summer, so we'll go through, tune them up, replace rusty chains, get them ready to ride for the season. And we also do a lot of new bike sales for new students. buying a bike is a lot cheaper than buying 4 years of parking passes.
That's, you know what? That sounds like a good sales.
That's it. Trust me, it's a great one because it's a good bike that you're going to have forever, and a parking pass just disintegrates.
Yeah. I tell you what, I think I may go buy me a bike.
Right?
And this is starting to sound really good. What was your major?
Funny story, I started off in civil engineering on the STEM to MBA path. My junior year, I realized I hated engineering. I was not the engineer brain. So I swapped to marketing with a minor in sales. It was the only thing I could graduate with on time. And it worked out perfect with what I'm doing now. I do all the marketing for the bike shop, and I'm head of the sales floor for the bike shop.
Well, I can tell you do a fantastic job with
Thank
it.
you.
So with Lou and Company, Sydney, what does it mean with students coming back?
So with students coming back, it's just really big. The students and the community are equally our main customer base, but with the students back, it brings parents and visitors and bid day and then all of our home games. So with the start of school, it just creates the start of our busy season. And so we're excited for them to be back.
So the two of you not only are great entrepreneurs, great business owners in our downtown, you have reformed and reignited our Downtown Merchants Association. Sydney, I'll start with you. Why is that important to the economic fabric of our central city?
So when we started to talk about the Downtown Merchant Association, and we looked at cities across the state that were similar, and they were similar in various different ways, but the one that was most similar was Auburn. And they had a very active, very strong Downtown Merchants Association. And the association supported all businesses downtown of all different types in various different ways. And we thought we had such a great downtown and we work together so well, we really need a group, an association that represents and creates a voice for all of these downtown business owners. And with that, we would like to host events. We want to create a really strong social media presence to just share different things going on downtown, different events and sales and businesses and what they have to offer. And I think through looking at other associations and seeing what they were able to do, we knew that it was possible. So we've been working on this for about 8 months. And we have about almost 40 members. We're holding monthly meetings and we're asking community leaders to come speak each month to help share information that would be beneficial to the local business owners.
So Morgan, what about you?
So I think one thing I realized throughout college, and we might be able to tell the same story, Sydney, is a lot of businesses downtown were coming and going. They were very student-driven, their business was, and summertime and wintertime were dead times, and they weren't able to make it throughout the whole year. And I think one huge proponent of the Downtown Merchants Association that I saw was really uniting our Tuscaloosa community, because we have such a big community outside of the university that I don't think people really take advantage of, and really uniting downtown to be a forefront for Tuscaloosa, and not only being a driving force to get students downtown, but getting more families, just getting people downtown. And so hosting events in the off season, really driving people to do local commerce downtown.
And I agree with you, because your downtown is your front door of your community. And most people, at least in today's world, when they go to a community, they go to the downtown. That's where they look for the higher quality of life. So knowing that, we've been partnering with the Downtown Merchants Association. Let's talk about some upcoming partnerships and events people will be seeing as we begin to roll into fall. Sydney?
Yeah, so we have a couple events planned, one being an Oktoberfest with Visit Tuscaloosa. They're going to head it up, but I think it's going to be great. It'll be the last weekend in October, and we're going to help them with that. But we also have a Mardi Gras parade planned for February. We're still in the beginning stages of getting it all planned, but we want to host family-friendly events that bring people downtown, also the community, and maybe the students too. I think our downtown is a great place to host events, and we thought there's not much going on in February, and a Mardi Gras parade might be fun. There's a lot of other cities that do this, and they do it really well, and it's fun.
Well, I'm excited about the Oktoberfest. I've been to a quote real Oktoberfest one time in Stuttgart. Never been to the Munich. But growing up, well, not growing up here, but when I was older, we had our own Oktoberfest here in Tuscaloosa, and it kind of faded away, but it was very popular at the time. So I'm excited that you're resurrecting that. Now, does Oktoberfest sell more bikes, or Is it something bigger and deeper for the community?
It's something way bigger and deeper. I think something, and we have such an amazing board of 10 people on it, and everybody on that board is vested in the better interest of downtown. There's going to be some events that probably are going to hurt my business some days, but there's going to be events on other days that are going to be great for it, like a cycling race. And I think it's that give and take of the betterment for the downtown community. And that's what we're all here for. Is I want Sydney's business to do great. I want Black Warrior Brewing to do great. I want Avenue Pub to do great. But I also want Velo City Cycles to do great. And in order for that to happen, we have to all be united together.
Well, when we passed Elevate Tuscaloosa in 2019, we did it because you set a model. We want to have more students that graduate from UA, Shelton, Stillman, open their business here, raise their families here. We did that because we believe in what you're doing. So as I close, I'd like to give you 1 minute each to somebody out there that is listening to this podcast that's thinking about starting their own business. What advice would you give them? So Morgan, I'll start with you.
I think one thing is, like, I always thought it was very unattainable. Oh, that's like way too much work. That's way too big of a dream for me to have. I'm 25. I started my full-time job when I was a junior in college. It's super possible. It's super doable. You just have to work. It's honestly like hard work. We grind every day. But once you put your mind to something, you're super capable, and you have the flexibility of being your own business owner is super cool. And just the environment that you get to create as a shop owner, and the vibe that you get to get with your employees. It's an awesome, amazing opportunity. And I think something cool is, like, I feel super prepared after going to the University of Alabama to be able to step my shoes in this real world.
It's impressive. Sydney?
So I think the thing I'd most recommend would be to know your target market. There's so much opportunity in downtown Tuscaloosa, and it's a great place to own a business. It's a great place to live, and ultimately it's a great place to raise a family. And so I love living here, and couldn't think of another place that I would want to live or own a business. And I thought long and hard about, what does downtown Tuscaloosa need? And I opened Lou & Company to focus on gifts and greet, because there was really nothing like that. And I think there's so many opportunities to open a business here, and there's still need. And I think you just have to know what you want to do and know your target market.
And I think we're in such a growing phase right now for downtown Tuscaloosa. I not only own a business downtown, but I live downtown half a mile on the same street down the block. And the past 2 years, seeing the growth that downtown has had has been amazing. And there's so much opportunity still. There's so many spots that are available. There's so many, I see living on that end of town, how much growth is happening that way. And I think it's an amazing time to take part in that.
Well, more than a decade ago, when we began revitalizing downtown, and I always tell this story, and it's true, when I was first elected mayor, I could have taken out my driver out of my bag and knocked the shot down University Boulevard, and no one would have known, or it wouldn't have hit anyone. It was desolate, especially after 5 o'clock. You are the reason why we made those investments. And since that time, for every dollar that we've invested downtown, you as entrepreneurs have invested $4 more. So it certainly has created such a great impact, and you make us so proud of what you're doing. I really am. It makes me so proud to call Tuscaloosa my home. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm just, again, it's an honor to work for you. It's an honor to share your story. Now, the last thing, this is the unabashed self-promotion segment of the podcast. So if you need to go buy a bike and you want to get in contact with Velo City, what's the best way to do it?
The best way would either be to call our number, 205-344-5971 is our shop number, or give us an email at info@velocity-cycles.com, and we can respond to any questions you have.
And on the video part of this podcast, we will put that information up. Sydney, if you need something for whether it's Greek life, whether it's you forgot or not, you're remembering your wife's birthday, or whatever it may be, what's the best way to get in contact with Lou & Company?
So you can give us a call at 205-872-8050, or take a look at our website. It's shoplouandco.com, or Instagram at shoplouandco. But you can contact us anyway, and we're happy to help.
Fantastic. Again, you make us proud. If there's anything we can do at the city to support your efforts, please let us know. Check out Lou and Company, Velo City, and this has been another edition of Tuscaloosa Talks.